Today in Agriculture is here on a beautiful summer afternoon, sitting in the shade of a wonderful gazebo here with a nice breeze blowing, just outside of Charlestown, close to historic Middleway, and we're here with farmer Bob Gruber, who has a multifaceted operation up here in the Eastern Panhandle. And why don't you tell the folks a little bit about what you do on this farm?
Well, we run a dairy farm, also finish some hogs, got some beef cattle, milk about 175 head of Holstein cattle. I've done this all my life. Had the opportunity to go to Shepherd College, is now Shepherd University, and had a knack for programming computers, and I decided I wanted to milk cows, and I have no regrets.
Well, that's good
How's
to know.
that?
That is good to know.
Yep.
I mean, you've got a wonderful spread here, and I'm sure
Well,
it's very
you.
rewarding.
Thank you, buddy.
The reason we're here today is we talk about farming all the time, but we want to talk about a particular aspect of farming, and that's the conservation practices you use here on your farm. Could you talk about the things that you do that help protect the environment?
Right. We certainly contain our manure. We have manure pits for not only the dairy but also the hog finishing operation. We use no-till planting as much as possible, and no-till planting is in a nutshell, we don't disturb the ground to plant the seeds. We actually go right through the residue that's on the ground and plant the seeds in there. That way you don't get erosion, that type of thing. All other BMPs, best management practices. We have stabilized feeding areas for cattle. Soil testing.
Okay, I was going to say,
Soil
talk about
testing.
your nutrient management plan, because that's kind of encompasses everything that you do.
We've soil tested for a number of years. Here recently, the Department of Ag developed a nutrient management plan for us, and that requires soil testing every 3 years, and we put down the nutrients that's needed according to that plan. And that way, even the manure is spread out more in a wider area and not concentrated on fields close to the manure pits. It's a big help, and also it's a savings in cost because fertilizer today is expensive, and I don't know of any farmer that wants to put down more fertilizer than he needs because he can't afford to do it. That's one of the biggest things there.
The nutrients that you apply come back out in the crops you grow, right?
Yes, that is correct. The crops need the nutrients in order to grow. The hay fields here around us and some wheat fields we'll see, corn, all of it. You have to have the nutrients there if you want a good crop. And they do use those nutrients up. And of course, all depends on weather.
Was it difficult to get a nutrient management plan done?
No, it was not. The Department of Ag was very helpful there. And they actually came, took the full samples, took the number of acres we had, so forth, and computated the nutrient management plan, put it all in a binder and brought it to me, and it's all organized very well from farm to farm. Does very good.
Well, I think a lot of people in general, and a lot of farmers even, don't really understand that. They think a nutrient management plan is something that comes in and dictates what you can do, how you do it. That's not really the case, though, is it?
No, it is not, buddy. Now, understand, most farmers are very independent. They're very independent, and they don't like people telling them what they have to do. Most of them will listen to suggestions, and that's the difference with the department people that can come out and relate to a farmer in a way they will accept. But it is not hard to put together. Just takes a little bit of time and a little bit of effort.
Well, and a lot of what is involved in it, it seems to me at least, to be kind of the common sense things that people have done all along. People have always spread their manure. People have always recycled when they farm. You know, this is something that is codified. It's all the science is there, all the measurements are there.
That's
so it
correct.
provides a level of detail that you might not have otherwise.
That is correct. I told someone not long ago that we had precision ag 25 years ago when we slowed down on the clay hills when we were spreading manure, and we sped up down in the bottom where it was rich. So we had precision ag for a long time, but it's gotten a little more detailed since then. Just didn't know it. Just didn't know it. But we've always done that. You put the manure where you need it. This is no-till corn. You can see the residue still in the ground. This is part of really a 4-year rotation. We do 2 years of corn, and a year of soybeans, and a year of wheat, and it goes back to corn. But this wheat had about 2 tons of poultry litter on it, and about 40 additional units of nitrogen. And it looks like right now it's going to be a good crop. It has survived a week of bad storms, and it's still standing. So hopefully it will get there. It will get there. Then we'll put soybeans. We'll put wheat. We'll put wheat in behind this fall, and then after the wheat, soybeans will go in again next year. Then corn will follow that. This is a stabilized feed area for the beef cows. They're fed here once a day. Have a shed they can run into. This was put in by ourselves. This is the best management practice, but was not assisted with by NRCS or FSA. They have a lot of good programs. This just did not fit. We feed hay right in front of the shed. We got the places cows can stick their head in and eat, and this way they're not out tramping the fields up. And we did add the manure storage area here. They're on the end for winter time.
Well, now explain what putting the animals on concrete does to help the environment, to help with runoff.
Well, we can actually clean this area up with a skid steer or a scraper or whatever, and put it in the pit and spread it when the conditions are right. And if you put a bunk like this out in the field, they're going to tramp there every day. And when it's wet and snowy, they will keep getting deeper and deeper. Well, pretty soon you got something that can run and can move. So this just helps. I call it a stabilized feeding area.
We've got a TMDL here that EPA is pushing, and I know a lot of the farmers aren't happy, and I know that the Department of Agriculture and NRCS and USDA and all these people have worked voluntary programs for years. What's your take on all this?
I think voluntary will get the job done if everybody cooperates. We have regulations enough now. This is a tough life. This is a tough life. And you put regulations on top of regulations, and pretty soon this will grow houses. You know, if you want to grow houses, keep regulating.
Well, and you know, there's a lot of beautiful farmland out here, and a lot of it has gone exactly that route.
Right.
You've lived here all your life. I'm sure you've seen lots of farms go by the wayside.
Here in Jefferson County, I've seen a lot of good farms grow houses. And when they grow houses, that's their final crop. Nothing else grows.
Never goes back to a farm.
Never goes back to farm. It's done. And of course, a lot of your developments overtax their septic systems and all. And there was a big controversy in Jefferson County about that a few years ago when everything was booming. And I relayed it one night at a meeting. It would be like me deciding I want to milk 1,000 cows. And I decided this tonight, we're going to milk 1,000 cows, boys. And tomorrow I'm going to go buy 1,000 cows. And I'm going to cram them into this feedlot. I don't have feed enough. I don't have room enough to feed them. My milk tank's not big enough. But we'll worry about that later. That's what they said about the sewer systems. We'll worry about that later. Well, later's here, and now what? But everything's overtaxed. With the sewer systems, they're dumping sewage they should not be into some streams. I think we all know that. And of course, it comes back, the farmer gets blamed first. But I don't believe it's the farmer as much as some other industry that's causing a lot of this problem. 98% of your farmers want to take care of the land. That's why we're out here doing this. We're not out here doing this to make money, because we have that connection to the land, and we want to take care of it. We want to take it. We do not want to pollute.
Well, and I would say that nobody has moved in here to become a farmer.
Well,
Every farmer that's here
no.
has his roots here, has grown up here, probably
That's it.
has multiple generations of family.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yep. I
Not
don't know.
necessarily everybody that lives in Jefferson County can say that.
Well, that's right. That's
A
right.
lot of them don't even work here. Much less.
We get a big influx from Washington D.C. coming up here living, and of course when they come in, they like to make the regulations to tell us what we've been doing wrong for 30 years, and that's why they have a nice, beautiful countryside they can drive out and see.
Yeah.
So regulations are good. They're necessary evil, I often say, but they have to be reasonable. But this was a plan that Christine Barnes put together. It is field by field.
I see we got field maps here.
There's maps in there. There's field numbers. Just, outstanding job. Real easy to go to. The soil samples that were taken at that time, which they're now a year old, but they're all in here field by field, and that's where the maps are right behind them.
Right.
So she organized this just very well. That
well, it's really a blueprint for you to use, and
It is.
of course you've got a lot of experience, so it's stuff you may have been doing anyhow.
Application summary, soil test. Here in the back we got record keeping. Place for it all, but.
Well, and like I say, it may have been stuff that you as an experienced farmer have always done. But what this also provides is a detailed
Now
record.
it's in black and white.
It's in black and white. If someone questions how you've operated this farm, right there it is.
We can pull it out and look and say, yes, sir, this is what we've been doing. This is what the soil tests say. There's nothing over applicated. It's all right there.
Well, Bob, thanks so much
You're quite
for
welcome.
taking the time to be on the show. I know we kind of snuck up on you today.
Always glad to have a visitor.
All right, well,
Yes,
fantastic.
indeed. All right.
We'll be back again soon.
Okay, thank you now.
Okay.